Eric, good to have you back.
Wow, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. So we were previously having Eric on our Pinnacle Investors series. So this time round, we want to have him back on a very casual chat on our. Hey, is this called So Far So Good or Nuggets on the Go?
What is this? So far, so good.
We have two shows lah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is So Far So Good. Welcome to So Far So Good. Thanks, Eric, for coming today on a Friday.
I'm Property Chiew and Property Lim.
Yeah. So keep a lookout for the Pinnacle Investors series. It's going to come out very soon. We're in the midst of editing the episode, and this is going to be a very casual chat. So Eric was actually shopping halfway with his wife at Orchard Ion. Is it Orchard Ion? That's why he's on short pants.
You see, so sexy.
Yeah, so we want to talk today about more property investing stuff.
No
right?
problem.
And to also get your viewpoint, hear a little bit more about your sentiments. What do you think of the sentiments of the current market? So how's your, maybe can give our audience a brief introduction about, although I think they will still watch a Pinnacle Investor, but I think it's good to introduce yourself.
What I do?
Yes, yeah.
I do a lot of property investment training for, I think, most of for HDB market, like for HDB upgraders, HDB owners who wants to like upgrade to their next two good properties. So why HDB owner and not so much on private property owners is because HDB owners has a lot of rooms for improvement in their portfolio. So right now, as you all know, there's this sell one buy two technique which I created like almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
So why must you have two properties so that you can have one to stay and you have the second property for investment? So the purpose of having the investment property is if you are playing the rental method, you can rent out, get passive income and get some of the money to pay your own stay installment, the own stay property installment. Or if not, the other way is you can go for capital gains, you sell your investment property, you get your capital gains, you can pay down your residential own stay property faster. So this is for this past like 10 years, I've been doing that lah.
Okay.
So we tend to know the market.
The property educational business for 10 years already.
Yeah, 12 about 12 years already. Time flies. I started in 2009, so 12 years already.
Okay. Your background, how about your background before that?
I'm a ex-banker, so that's not my first job anyway. So my first job is actually what's my first job? Let me think. I worked in an engineering firm, Philips Electronics, for like 3 months.
As a what?
做筛工. More is what?
Administration job.
No we do DVD recorders.
Okay.
Walao, I do not know whether the audience know DVD recorders whereby you can record
using the DVD, blank DVD.
Something like that.
Okay.
So we do like QC on what you call it?
On the production line.
On the production line. And I remember at that time when I went in my first month of my job, it was in the low season. So I asked my boss, hey, what should I do? Say, go and watch movie. Go and borrow from your colleagues to watch any movie that is recorded previously by them. So for the whole entire 3 months, I thought that it's totally wasting my youth away, not learning anything. So I decided to quit.
Okay.
Then subsequently, I think my wife tell me, hey, since you like sales, why not you go and try banking sales? So I was like, hey, I only got a diploma only. I don't even have a degree. So, but at that time, I think Stanchart was one of the few banks that accept people who have non-degrees lah.
Right.
So I tried, and I remember when I went in before the interview, there's a line of people waiting outside the room.
Right.
So I was looking at them. It's like, wow. Then I asked them, so what qualification you have? Oh, degree. So I was like, I don't think I have the chance to enter.
Right.
So I remember, but somehow I got it in. So after a few months, when I get to know better, when I get to know my boss better, so I asked her, hey, why you employ me?
And that time you don't have a degree.
Don't have. Like, why do you choose me? Why do you choose me? Say, Eric, we felt that your attitude is good. We asked you to do cold call. You are like, anytime you are like super on, but not so much on those other participants lah,
right.
Other interviewees.
So they like your attitude.
Yeah, they like my attitude. Because so a brief background of what I do. But before the Philips, I went into car trade.
Right.
So during car trade, I was like bullied by my boss lah. So during car trade, I'm supposed to sell cars ma. But instead, they bully me to go and clean cars.
Okay.
For like 6-7 days a week like that.
Okay.
So when I transit from a bad environment, a very dirty environment, into a air-conditioned environment doing cold calls, and that's how I get to know a lot of like banking clients who are high net worth.
So your journey started from there.
Yeah, so my blessings lah, my growth started from there because I just went for a banking sales, but I thought that I'm doing some personal banking sales, the mobile bankers type of career lah. Oh, Eric, you are doing the company type, the company category one,
The
which
corporate.
is the corporate side one. Then I said, my 5 friends that we went for the interview, I think 4 of them went to the personal sales side one.
Okay.
That means they
RM
do
kind of stuff.
RM, they do insurance, they do other stuff lah. Then I do like corporate loans. Then it's like, I'm the odd one out.
Okay.
But I never look back because that's where I learned a lot of stuff because all my clients, they are all corporate clients and they are all bosses. And they taught me a lot of stuff lah.
And your first dabble into property investing is through a customer, right?
Okay, so over the 2-3 years in the bank, I saw my clients, they have like crazy number of properties. Like some of them say that, I have 1 whole floor of Suntec office.
Right.
Then besides the Suntec office, I have like 45 residential properties.
Right.
Then I was like, 45? Local or Malaysia? He said
Local.
local. So I was thinking, if you have 45 residential properties, if you move house every month, you can move for 4 years. Okay, so from there, then I realized they taught me like the power of investing and the power of also doing business lah. So they told me if I have the chance, I should start my own business. And if you are a business owner, also do not forget about investing in your property portfolio lah. Because so in those years, and I'm someone who is like very observant. I will try to observe those people who are doing well.
Right.
So I compare 2 kinds of client. One is they only focus in business,
Right.
and the other one focus in business and property.
Right.
So of course, you compare the number of years, they started the same number of years, but at the end, the one who have both portfolio, they are doing a lot better than those that only focus in their business. So I call this like the twin engine lah. I mean, you must have a business,
Right.
you make some money, then do not forget about investing in your own portfolio.
Building the assets portfolio.
Correct.
Right. Fast forward to today, 2021. Now, at the time of recording is May. How is the property market in your own perspective right now in Singapore?
Okay, right now, I think.
Do you think it's a crazy market?
Yeah, right now it's totally a crazy market. Like because I think just a few months ago, me and my wife thought that this year will not be a good year. And that's why we plan to buy properties. A bit weird, right?
Yeah.
Usually when people say, not a good year, then don't do anything. Right. So we plan that it's not a good year. Business may not be good because maybe economy will not be as good. COVID, all this. But know what? I think it's so surprising that right now market is doing like so crazy well.
Yeah.
And I just realized like the luxury market don't really affect at all. I think the luxury market actually went up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Just talk a bit of side nonsense.
Okay.
I love a Rolex watch.
Okay.
But I only have one which I bought it when I got no money. Very funny. When I got no money, then I go and buy all these luxury. Then when I have not bad, I don't buy. So I saw this green Dow full gold Rolex, very uncle one, but I like. So at that time during COVID, they was like selling like 57,000.
Yeah, that's a limited edition.
I don't know. I think so lah, but I like all.
Yeah.
So but I don't want to buy. So I saw 157, the other one at 59. So I said, never mind, don't buy. Then after that, today, I think just like last week, I saw someone selling second hand. Guess how much?
65.
Okay, 65, okay, ma.
Yeah.
They're selling 119. It's like,哪里可能?
No, when you saw it was 57, it was when?
COVID times.
Oh,
During
COVID,
which
okay,
is
last
like
year, 1 year back.
Exactly like 1 year ago, or April, ma. Wow, then I was like, then my wife asked me, will I regret? I said, never mind lah. I mean, it's not mine lah.
Yeah.
But something that we have done and we are proud of ourselves is we bought something during the COVID times. So, and that is the time whereby I keep on telling people, hey, I think this is a crisis. We shouldn't waste it, ma. We should grab something, just grab anything, lah.
Yeah.
So I was in a stocks talk show, so my friend Sean told me, hey, just buy anything lah. But right. I don't know about stocks, so I don't dare to go in, ma.
Okay.
So of course, people who bought stocks like 1 year ago, whatever thing you buy, you make a lot of money, ma.
Yeah.
But anyway, some consolation to ourselves. At least we get something that we know, so we got a property, so we are happy lah. But so coming back to right now, May is just like almost like 6 months later, after I bought mine, market went crazy. You can see like people buying big sizes property.
Yeah.
I think the bigger sizes are more in demand. And the HDB, all my members who attended my program, previously they were looking at 3-beders, but right now they don't mind getting an older one. When you say older one, maybe 15 to 20 years old type, but they get those like 1,000, 4,005 square feet. And most of the reason is COVID, everyone at home, we do not want to have any conflict, so we want to have our
bigger
own
place.
Space. So that's why the bigger units are in high demand right now.
Yeah.
But right now it's a crazy market, which for those people who own properties, I think this is your time now. But every time when I say that, something may happen, which is people are talking about cooling measures, ma.
Yeah.
So I remember this is like about 2-3 years in 2018, ma. 2018 July. I remember at the time before July, it was the going up times for property market.
Correct.
So I have an offer for my penthouse at 2 million, and I know the market is going up. So I was like, 2 million don't want lah, you give me higher lah. Then after 1 week, 2 weeks later, the cooling measure comes, then sad lor. So I think right now, yes, it is our time finally, because for the past like 7-8 years, the market has been like boring, very stable flat lah. Until like 2017 March then our government actually eased the measure by eased the seller stamp duty measure from 4 years to 3 years. That is when 2007 it started going up. Before the 2018 July measure. So during that period is the going up times lah.
Right.
So if you sell at that time, wholesale.
Right. So talking about the measures, what do you think if this year, if really touch wood, there's going to be a cooling measure? What do you think? If you're the government, what do you think will be some of the strategies that you can adopt?
Okay, I think that's what a lot of people are
we just did an episode this morning talking about cooling measures.
I should go and watch. Okay, but the good thing is I never watch, so I have a fresh mind to share what I think. Sure.
What do you think would be good to, because HDB price has been rising non-stop 9 months, 10 months. Landed property market has risen. Condo resale prices has risen. New launches, our research team just did a tabulation.
Selling like hotcakes.
New launches increment quarter on quarter compared. I think it was like a 12-month comparison compared to resale. Resale increased by about 3-point-something%. New launches actually increased by about 10.3%. So if we compare the launch price this year and last year, so what do you think? And it seems like we got 8-9 rounds of cooling measures. ABSD is almost maxed out. LTV 75% is very low already.
Yeah, very low already.
If we go to 70%, I think it will
affect a lot of people.
Yeah, it will definitely affect. People need to save another 5%. Leveraging power is dropped. What do you think? What else can we do in terms of cooling measures?
Okay, I put myself in the shoes of the government. It's really very tough to cool the market.
Yeah,
it's a tough job. I mean, for the fact that they would want to keep the property market at a healthy price. Firstly, because maybe they want HDB upgraders to have a chance to upgrade as well. It's not that I totally pro everything they do, but I think for real estate, cooling measures is actually a good thing. It's a good thing for mass market, like upgraders to still has a chance to buy properties. Imagine, let's say we go back, like if let's say we we don't implement any cooling measure.
Yeah.
Of course, it will be good for those people who are very rich, who already own a lot of properties. Their asset will go up like crazy high lah.
Yeah.
But how about those mass market people?
Yeah, it's very unhealthy for the majority of people.
Yeah. That's why and okay. So going back to if I'm the government, you see, I try to cool the market. If you buy, you need to bid the highest in order to get the land.
Yeah.
After that, you need to sell within like 5 years before before we penalize you another ABSD.
Yeah.
So all the developers also very sad lah. You see,
Yeah.
you are a listed company. You need to do something. You need to buy a land. You need to build in order to make money to 交代 to your to account for to your shareholder ma.
Right.
Oh, that's why I think
It's
there's
a vicious cycle.
Yeah, that's why there's a period of time whereby there's a lot of big developers. They go into like UK. They spend a lot of money in UK. They go and invest in China. All the monies are poured outside of Singapore, which is also not healthy ma.
Yeah.
But wow, so you see, if I don't implement cooling measure, foreigners will come in to buy.
Correct.
If I don't if I continue to implement, all the money will pour out to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because developers will definitely want to make money somewhere else. So wow, it's really a tough job for
tough.
government.
Yeah. Actually, our conclusion this morning when we recorded the session about cooling measures is we came up with a few suggestions that we think that the government might be considering.
Okay.
Some very sensitive topic, but actually our end goal is that we felt that probably the best thing is not to come out and announce that maybe they will not be implementing any cooling measures, or maybe they might consider to relax some cooling measures, because we think that there will definitely be people that have the FOMO effect. Yeah, the more you prompt that you want to implement, the more people want to buy.
Yeah, that's the problem. You see, you want to cool the market.
Yeah.
You tell people, hey, I may.
And there's like
then everyone chiong and buy.
Correct. And we also have some. We saw a chart that has a probable statistic that actually the number of people decoupling is getting a lot.
But that's the only way, ma. That's the only way.
But we also realized that even if the government would curb the decoupling, example, let's say government says that, okay, couples that have private property, you decouple, maybe there's a 12 months period that you cannot buy. Example lah.
Okay.
But even so, after 12 months they will still buy. Or if not, they might think that, okay, if you don't allow me to buy after the decouplement, maybe I sell lor. Yeah. So it can still go around that thing, right? So I think every measure, it will definitely have a counter thing to counter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If not, I will try to counter. I mean, that's where that's where a lot of people tend to want to learn more. Like, is there any way out for us to buy properties?
Yeah. But I realized something. You see, like the strange thing is, so we started real estate 2006, 2007. Actually, there was one huge lesson we learned was the Lehman Brothers period. Lehman Brothers, October 2008, we saw the market deep dive. But 2009 April, it just shot up very quickly. Right now, this season, we realized that property price has increased in terms of demand, and now it's like a seller's market. Just when we were talking about it, seller's market actually in the sense of a real estate perspective is that it's very hard to buy properties. Yeah, it's harder to because buyers are chasing properties. Yeah. So when you want to sell a property, there are more demand, but when you want to buy, it's a little bit tougher in a sense.
Definitely, because the asking prices went up as well. Expectation of seller, they want more.
Yeah. And we noticed also something that it seems like a lot of things are spiral out of the QE from US, because there's a graph. Perhaps we can count the graph, find the graph online. There's a graph that shows that the QE activity suddenly for 2020, it was this graph that was very flat line, and then it just shot up like that.
Wow,
so the amount of money printing that the Fed is doing in US right now, if you were to leave your money in the US bank for a year, the depreciation in terms of absolute and versus nominal value is about 15%. That means if you don't do anything for your cash, you're depreciating in real value by 15%, which is why I think last year everybody just bought innovation stocks, right? Anybody
tax
they just pour their money in innovation stocks. They started pouring their money into crypto. And actually, I think the snowball effect is that when people made paper gains from stock market or from example cryptocurrency, they will want to then eventually encash their profit, their paper gain. Maybe they keep their initial investment inside, but they want to encash the profit and then put into something that is not so volatile.
Yeah.
Which is real estate, which is a tangible asset,
Correct.
right? You want to tell your friends that, hey, I made a good tidy amount of margin from investing in stocks and shares. Then now I can translate this into a real estate, right?
Yeah.
So
Actually, I just coming to this topic.
Right.
Yesterday, I just met a young guy. So he engaged me to advise his planning for his properties.
Right.
So he's like 30 years old. So I met him the first time. He haven't attended my program yet. But he knows that I have this consultation thing that he can come straight to me for advice. So I sat down with him. I say, how are you? He said 30 years old. So I say, so are you working? I'm not working. I said, okay. In like looking for jobs
Right.
Looking for the next job. So I asked him, your CPF quite healthy, about 40,000-50,000.
Okay.
So that was like quite worried. First time
don't know whether I got down payment.
Yeah, correct. Because you need at least like 280K in total to get 1 million. 1 million. So he said, I have about 400,000 cash. That was like, wow, what do you do? Do you do business? No. Then do you invest in stocks? No. Wow, what you do? Tell me. Say I invested in cryptocurrency since 4 years ago.
Right.
So I say, wow, so all this money is all from there. He said, yes. So he's my first actual client that I know that they make money from cryptocurrency.
I want to
and
put it into
they cash out.
Yeah.
And right now, he knows that it's very volatile, as what you said just now. And he wanted to diversify his portfolio by getting something more stable.
Correct. I think that would be the trend.
Yeah, I think that's also a very smart move. Instead of putting everything in one basket.
Yeah.
And he knows that property is still the way to go.
Because it's a tangible thing, right?
So, but he will still continue to invest in his crypto definitely. But I'm very happy that I started seeing people with such like investment profits coming out from crypto, and right now they are buying properties, which is like you won't hear this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and actually because of this, I think I realized that there's two types of inflation that is going on since the years goes by. I mean, we always talk about what is called the consumer price index inflation, the CPI inflation, which is averagely about 1.5 to 2% per year. So every time people will say that, okay, you buy real estate, you mortgage, you loan from the bank, actually the interest rate, let's say averagely is about 1.5%, but that is so-called offset by inflation, right, in a sense. So technically your debt is like a good debt. Okay. Right? You're getting free money from the bank in a sense, right? But actually, there's the second side of inflation I think is called asset inflation, and because of the pouring in of QE that is rapidly depreciating the nominal value of your currency, a lot of people are pouring their money into to hedge against that thing, the depreciation in currency, into crypto, into tech stocks, and then they cash out, put into tangible assets and real estate. So this has then caused like an asset inflation one shot.
Correct.
Yeah. So which is the key reason why like last year and this year is so different. Last year, I think during our chat during the Pinnacle Investor, we were saying like last year we helped so many clients. $2.5 million budget buy a landed property in the terrace. Tons of choices. Now I can't find anything. I can't find anything. It's like 3 mil. I also cannot find anything. Right. So it's so hard to find because of that shift, and it's like instant 500K.
It's like so fast, right?
It's super fast. I think you had great foresight. You immediately bought a landed property last year, and
because I talking about days back in like 2008 when you say during the Lehman Brothers time. I was in the bank.
Right.
So when the market comes down, they really come down like we talk about those very core properties like say Orchard properties. They come down by 50% one. So whereas the mass market one, it went down, but maybe 10-20%. So and the experience I have, which is also a lesson learned, I saw that it went up
very
immediately,
quickly.
Almost quite fast in the next 1 year. So and I bought my first property in 2009. 2010, so a bit late but we sold in 2013 during the high times. So I kept it for 3 years. I make about 100% gain on my down payment. So because of that lesson, me and my wife, we do not want to waste another such opportunity. And because when I'm teaching people to buy properties like in good times, I think it's also very important for me myself as a trainer to also what's that word? It means must lead by example.
Be a practitioner.
Yeah. So I remember before I bought the property, I always tell people, you should buy. Because at that time, I'm still tied up with one properties each. So I have the current lender, my wife have the penthouse. So we can't buy the second one because we do not want to pay any ABSD. So since we already maxed out, that's the reason why I tell people, if you have the rooms to do, just go and do. So then one day my wife said, hey, never mind, let's go and sell the stupid penthouse. So we sold the penthouse. Then okay, so the first lender, the very, very first lender that I bought about 3-4 years ago, I took about 2 years to find the deal. Because the budget that I have at that time, 2 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
Which is the current one you're staying now?
The current one I'm staying in Bukit Timah. Before buying that, my budget is only like 3.5 million.
Yeah.
So at that time, we look at Serangoon Gardens landed properties.
That time, there are quite a lot of choices.
There's a lot of choices, but because me and my wife, we wanted to stay in a better, more central location, which is Bukit Timah. So we have a deep discussion. It's like, do we want to buy a 3+ million semi-D which is like quite brand new in Serangoon Gardens, or should we buy a not so good one in Bukit Timah? Because the not so good one, I remember at that time, 4 million for an inter terrace, which you can't find it now. 4 million inter terrace.
Now it's 5 million minimum.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. 4 million inter terrace is the rundown condition one. So, but we managed then over that 2 years, while finding the right one in Bukit Timah, we continue to make money continue to save. So we managed to buy one semi-D at 5 million. So why I talk about this one? Let me think. You cut this part. So so we talk about 2 years.
Yeah.
So this one we sold the penthouse in like November 2020, which is last year We took 2 weeks to buy the next one.
Okay, because the market was moving very fast already.
No. The latest one.
The latest one.
Okay. So we sold
so
immediately during the COVID, we sold the penthouse during COVID. Within the next 2 weeks, we got the landed property, right. which is super fast.
Right.
I remember the day when I go and view the properties is government just allow viewers to view the house.
Okay.
I remember that time
coming to June already.
Yeah. So we went to view like one time, 2 times, then we started to offer it.
Okay.
So
it's good timing. It's good timing because after that June period, the market just went up.
Yeah, and
landed markets.
And we are so happy because we delayed the completion for about 6 months. So when we got the keys on that day, the price that we bought. Oh, there's another house transacted just opposite mine at the same condition for 8.2 million. So I bought mine like 6.5. So you can see that immediate I gained about 1.7. So I'm very happy very blessed. So, but I think coming back to today's market, you don't really know how to time the market for people who do not know about property market. When they hear about good news, they will want to like chiong and buy So I think
what do you see? Like what is the trend that you see? I mean, just now we were talking about like when the market is very quiet. Actually, I think you can see because like you can gauge the number of people that is interested in your program and all that.
Yeah.
So what happened when the market was quiet?
I realized when the market is quiet, like during COVID there's pre-COVID.
When was the market quiet for your business? Like
pre-COVID definitely, which is 2019. That time was quite slow.
Okay.
People don't really like the idea of buying properties. But my co-living program did very, very well. Okay, my co-living program is I teach people how to rent a property and rent it out again.
Okay.
So it's like 2 sides of business. You don't buy property. You can do the rent again, so you have passive income.
Okay.
So you do not need a high capital to start this business.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people are looking for rent to rent is the next good thing because I can have passive income without a huge down payment. Then after COVID then not a lot of foreigners coming in already.
Okay.
Then they will think that, I don't think rent to rent is a good idea. Then they started shifting their mindset to buying properties.
Okay.
Then right now you talk about rent to rent, people don't really want to enter.
People are more interested to buy.
Yeah. So like it's a total shift. Initially we have a lot of people, maybe 80-90% they shifted to the co-living one because they still see opportunities. Only left the 10% they were like, maybe I should buy lah. Now it's like 90% back to like, I think I should go and buy something this year. Co-living.
What is this phenomenon like? When the market is good, more people want to invest in property.
Yeah, so especially when they heard about news whereby what HDB went up how many consecutive months, and they started to know that new launches is like almost wiped out on the first day. All the good ones are taken out on the first day. They felt this. They do not want to miss out, and because of that, my advice to everyone is don't just because you want to go and buy a property just to own one, you go and chiong and anyhow buy. Because looking back like 2013, which is the last time when it's like peaked the very, very high times.
Correct.
People who anyhow buy that time, they may not also make money in short term, like 3 years.
Correct.
I mean, if you are buying something that you want to own for 10 years, I don't care lah. You still make money But don't just because you want to buy a property and go and just anyhow whack.
Yeah.
You don't even want to check out like how to exit.
Yeah,
Because
I think the analysis is so important.
Yeah.
Because not all new launches can make money.
Correct.
So,
I think the times have changed.
Yeah, I mean in the past like 2009.
Anything you buy, you anyhow make money.
Now I think because of the fact that our market has stabilized, is the analysis is really important. And we always tell our clients it's so easy to buy. You just want to do a show flat.
Yeah, just give
whip out a check 5%.
Yeah.
You bought already,
Yeah.
but when you want to sell it 3-5 years later, that is where the pain is.
Correct. No, that's why I think in a lot of my YouTube channel, in my YouTube videos, I told people. So because sometimes I would say that this is no good, this is no good. But if you continue to watch, I have this segment that I always share that I'm not here to tell you that very obby lah, you lose money lah, serve you right, you lose. That's not my intention because since I'm teaching property investment, I always want people to have
the homework part. I mean,
I do not want them to lose money. I want them to have faith in investing in properties because sometimes when you encounter people that their parents lost money before, they lost faith in investing in properties anymore.
Correct.
And they will think that property is scam lah. Property, 骗人 one scam. So I do not want them to have this feeling. So that's why getting yourself educated, learning about how to exit is more important than buy, because buying is very simple. Just give that 5% is what you said just now.
And there's in terms of like knowing how to exit, when to exit, and what kind of properties to buy so that it's easier to exit. I think the homework level in terms of analysis also got many portions. Like macro level is what area, what district, what property specifically, and sometimes projects has timing one.
Correct.
Yeah, maybe this year these few projects are moving in a more favorable position because they have a disparity effect. They have not moved up yet. Other people have already moved up, and I think within that project also has micro components like what kind of bidders can you buy, what kind of bidders you don't touch for now. And so I think different seasons have different things. So what do you think? What do you think now? If let's say you can buy one more property, what would you buy?
Wow.
Okay, let's go by budget lah. Budget.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, let's talk about if you have 1 mil.
Wait, 1 mil budget or 1 mil funds?
1 mil budget.
Budget
That means
280K lah.
Yeah, 280,000 down payment plus stamp duty.
Every time people tell me 1 million, I say you got nothing to buy. You see, because you see.
So now you have one name available.
Okay.
And
1 million.
Your homework is to buy something within
million.
the next 30 days. You have 275,000 down payment. What will you buy?
Okay, very good. I will consider new launch. I will always say if your budget is like 1 mil, you don't need to think about resale because you will definitely help the first owner make money. So, and at 1 million, based on today's pricing, you can't really get a big property. And no, you can get big property, but those are the very old ones.
Yeah.
And because since this is, I believe, is the first property lah. Let's take it that this is your first property, 1 million.
1 mil.
the focus should be buying something that that can give you appreciation in the next 3 years. I think that is the focus. A lot of people tend to do it the other way, which is the wrong way, which is I can buy 2-3 bedroom People's Park complex ma.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's old and it's big so that I can rent out at a good rental yield. I think that is a very silly move for your first property because the first one will help you buy a very, very good one for the next one. So I always tell people the first one is your stepping stone to the next better one. So if you do it, if you get your first one right, the second one will come it will give you a better return the next wave lah. So your focus for 1 million, okay, so go back to 1 million. Since it's you can't buy 1 million old projects,
right?
Because you cannot make money from there. Why? Because it's old and we love new. I mean, your exit market, people will tend to like to buy something newer. You can still exit, but I don't think you can make your money. You will just make your 3 years of rental, then you minus your interest, agent fee, whatever. It will be nothing and you go back to zero. So you waste 3 years of your life and someone you take a risk. So it's not worth it. So you must aim to get something with appreciation. So with that, new launch comes into the
radar.
The radar lah.
But can only buy one bedder.
So you see, 1 million, one bedder too much. Too high, it's too high already. So I think we say something with MRT. I think MRT you can get maybe 800 over 1,000. So 2 bed, 1 bath, maybe about 1 million, 1.05.
But not much projects left.
Yeah, and I'm a kind of I will advise people if your budget is if your budget can only buy 1 bedder, you buy 1 bedder. If your budget can buy 2 bedroom with 2 bathroom, we buy that. Eric, my one in between, can I buy like 2 bed 1 bath? Forget it lah. Eric, should I get the 2 bed plus study? Don't need lah. To me, it's like 1 bed 1 bed. 2 bed with the 2 toilet one is 2 bed 2 bed. 2 bed 2 bath.
Right.
You don't go in the 2 bed 2 plus study and 2 plus 1 only got 1 toilet. That one waste time. So you see 1 million.
Because I think there'll be some implications when it comes to exit lah. Because it's too close to the next category. We did an analysis on this as well. Like if you go for 1 bed versus a 2 bedroom, you go for 1 plus study. If the quantum of 1 plus study is so close to the 2 bedder, when you put it in the resale market, the buyers will see that difference. Like, I just top up another 50,000, I can get a 2 bedder.
Yes.
So the pain will come later.
So
but of course some projects, if the 1 plus study is very far away from a 2 bedder, then it's still okay. But if it's too close, I think the red flag should be
correct. So you say 1 million I will really ask can you top up a bit maybe 1.05. Because I think 1.05 you can still possible to get 2 bed 1 bath because 1 toilet costs about 150k more So we talk about 2 bed 2 bath is already like 1.2. The cheaper ones maybe 1.15.
Right.
So you talk about 1 million, it's really quite tough, challenging to get something good. But have faith there will always one. But you can always go for 1 bedder So don't overstretch I mean if you have the means to, that's why sometimes I'll ask, do you have more resources?
Right.
Like you can get some funds from your parents, like co-invest together, things like that, so that you can buy a better quality property.
Right.
So 1 million is quite challenging now.
Quite challenging. It's indeed very challenging. Next question. If you have a choice, let's say this project 9 years.
9, okay.
Yeah. Resale. And
okay.
and let's talk about just resale. And between a 3 and a 4 bedder, which one will you choose? So more chances of appreciation right now in the current market.
Okay, previously I always tell people don't go for 4. Because the 3 is the median transacted ones.
Yeah. The most hot favorite.
Yeah, because it's not too expensive. It's when you buy I believe you buy that it's for own stay Your installment will not be so high. So the 3 bedder is always the one that I will advise or I will get for myself But I think right now change already They will like the 4 more than the 3
In fact, people are looking at 4 as being a more rarity product. Lesser 4 bedders available. Bigger, 1 more bedroom.
It's more common transacted now. So now I've also changed because I think over the you cannot always use
the old preference.
Correct. So I will always like change here and there at times. Like previously I always say that if your property not near MRT it's not good. And now cannot because I have seen many properties not near MRT and they make a lot of money as well. So times have changed. So like right now, I see people, I will tell people 3 or 4 is good, but I will say now, not the 5. Definitely not the 5. Because for the 5-bedroom, if you buy, in order to make your money, to exit with that kind of price, I think your buyer can buy lender already. So 3 and 4 is the more. I think you can get either one, 3 or 4. It still depends on your budget because you do not want to overstretch to buy this for your own stay, and you left out your investment property. So if you have funds to do 1 3-bedroom and another party left out to buy the second property for investment, that is definitely better than having just 1 4-bedroom to stay and not doing any investment. But who do not want to stay in a big house? So but I always tell my audience or my participants that settle your own stay property is the most important thing.
Because I think the very first property is that if you have a family, you have kids, sometimes it's a little bit hard to mix the investment mindset together with the needs of your spouse, your kids, the schools, and maybe family support. You need your parents to come over. So I think like I also believe in making sure that your family is settled down, they're happy, and then you put your mind purely on that investment one.
So during my consultation, I will say, Eric, can I? They will ask me, Eric, can I have something that has both investment and own stay value? I will usually tell them, don't because let's say you are the Westie people, you stay in the West. I say the good one in the East, you won't want to move. Eric, is there anything in the West? Okay, let's say don't have So back to focus, you should get something priority for your own stay.
Family is happy.
Once you settle down, you have a home.
You feel good.
You feel good. It's easier to do your second property. So if you want like half here, half there,
it's a bit tough.
It's not wise, It's not wise.
And I think there will be sometimes arguments in the family, right? Like maybe your wife or your hubby will ask you, I already told you not to buy here already. Now every day our transport is so tough, and parents want to come over is tough, and things like that. And recently, actually, in the past 2 years, we have been selling properties for 15 years, but in the past 2 years, we really have seen that uptick in demand, and very strangely is apart from the bigger going from 3 to 4 bedder after COVID is the penthouses, the ground floors, and landed definitely is because of size, but the penthouses and ground floors are doing extremely well for the past 12 months, and we just realized people now they want that outdoor and indoor combination. I think perhaps it's COVID. I think it's really COVID, and the preference and shift towards having your own outdoor space is growing. It's just so interesting to see how the landscape of preferences change. And especially
in a short time. That is so like
even I was reading like some reports in the US that people are moving away from the city to suburban areas, and they're getting bigger properties. So what do you think about also the interest rate environment? Do you think it will increase or?
I think that is also another reason why people are buying properties. Right now it's like super low. I think I remember I told my audience before, I asked them, do you know how much I got my interest rate for my property? Fixed rate 1.1 fixed for 3 years. So it's like, and I'm in the bank, from like for the past 12 years.
You've never seen
I've never seen this before. So I even asked the banker, in her entire career, this is the lowest. So I think this is one of the reasons. Okay, I don't think this is the reason why people are buying properties. They still think about the news. There's a lot of people buying. There's good news for HDB prices going, everything going up. They want to do it. They don't want to miss out. So, but interest rate also is a bonus for installment wise. It's not so high. And moving. Okay, so if you ask me, Eric, will the interest rate go up? To me, it will still be cheaper than how much you pay for a HDB loan. That's what I can say. Because HDB loan is about 2.6%.
Right.
So even the interest rate goes up right now to 2%, to me, it's still considered low. But I think Singaporeans are so pampered.
Right.
And they are so like, Okay, why? Because I have foreigners in my class.
Right.
And they are like from Myanmar, PR lah. Myanmar, they are from Malaysia. And they ask me, Eric, can I take the Singapore interest rate like 1+%? I say, yeah, it's for you as well.
Right.
Oh, they just take it. They don't care. They don't really like spend a lot of time to compare because
It's really low.
It's really low. Whereas Singaporean, very funny. Eric, 1.15 got cheaper one. 1.10008 then they will put a lot of effort into something which is not really that important. I think the more important thing is to get that a good one
Yeah.
You can get a bad property. I give you the best interest rate. It's still a bad one.
Right.
So but I still think that the interest rate is very low. So even the interest rate goes up like 2%, it's still cheaper than what people are paying for the HDB loan at 2.6%. And I think that for the next maybe 5 years, I think the interest rate will still be below 2 because I think the interest rate for like 1+% has been it has been like that for maybe past 8-10 years.
Yep.
But only it spiked up about 2 years ago before COVID. Why? Because I refinanced my property at almost 2% at the time. But before that, for this 8 to 10 years, about 1+%.
Right.
So for people who is looking out to check out interest rate, don't check. Buy the right property is more important than getting a low interest rate.
Right. I want to point out this part because last time maybe we talk about perhaps 6 to 10 years ago, right? Most properties will give you a passive income.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, last time there were properties like 800,000. 800,000, maybe a 3-bedroom.
Okay.
Rental, they can get 3,000, example. But your installment is only about 2.5.
Yeah. Okay.
So every month after covering the MCST, there's a passive cash flow. So last time a lot of people were always talking about investing in property is a cash flow thing, right? And you have rent passive income, but at the same time the price will appreciate. But now, I think in the past 3 years, people stopped talking about that already because the most of properties you touch, the rental cannot cover.
Okay.
You definitely have to top up in a sense. Yeah, the rental that you receive every month. Basically, now the key concept is that this is still an income generating asset.
Yeah.
Right. But it is impossible to see positive cash flow in Singapore properties.
Yeah.
I think the key reason is because rental rates has remained plus minus about the same. But the asset prices has increased so much. Right. So we're a little bit towards like the Hong Kong stage now.
Yeah.
Like prices are so at this level, but rental is at this level. The key idea then translate into something else. Then of course some buyers will think that, hey, I buy a property, negative cash flow.
Yeah, then why should I buy?
Why should I buy? Right. What is your methodology?
Aiyo,
then I'll share with you my answer.
This one easy.
Yeah, okay. What's your answer?
Okay, we just put an example. Let's say your money installment is like 3,000. And sadly, the current market, because of what competition, your interest rate, your loan tenor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can only get 2,008 for your rental. So I have a lot of people who are not so educated in like calculating like installment, your P plus I, your interest portion. So they will think that, hey, negative 200.
Yeah.
Then as well, I don't buy.
I have to top up. Yeah.
Yeah. So isn't this bad property? Okay. So I use another. Okay. So at 2008, do you really still lose money?
Okay. How much is the property price?
Okay. Let's say the rental is 3K. Example sorry, monthly installment is 3K.
Okay.
Your rental, the max there is let's say 2008 .
Okay. And the property is let's say 1 mil .
Around there. Okay. So do you actually lose money? Because a lot of people when they talk about negative, they will thought that they are literally losing money, but which is a wrong way to calculate.
Yeah.
Because out of the 3,000 monthly installment that you pay, maybe the interest, and plus the interest right now is so cheap.
Yeah.
I think maybe the interest, let's say 1,000. Out of the 3,000 monthly installment that you pay, 1,000 goes to your interest. The $2,000 is your principal money.
Correct.
And that is what I call the forced savings .
Yeah.
Because if you have because someone will definitely pay the money installment. If you have tenant, your tenant will pay for you. If you have no tenant, you will pay the installment. So someone die will pay the money installment.
Right.
So the principal amount which is paid by either you or your tenant will be the 2,000. So there's a false savings for the 2,000 that goes into your property every month, which reduces the loan, which is still equity built in your property. But sometimes people, when they heard that, Eric, I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, so in short, if your renter can cover the interest portion, you are already making money. That's why you need to calculate like
the P plus I.
Yeah, the P plus I thing. I do not know how to explain to you P plus I lah. But it's very easy lah. As long as the rental can cover the interest, although it's negative cash flow, but most of the money will goes to the principal paying down your loan, which is your money.
Correct.
So never forget that portion lah. Because a lot of people they will thought that installment is an expense.
Yeah.
It's like installment is I throw everything down the drain one. No, it's not. It's not true. It's roughly like 2/3 goes to the property. So it's a false saving. So example, I told everyone, let's say we talk about shop house. It's a big asset. And we talk about landed property. It's always in negative cash flow. I mean, if for somebody who buys like landed in the full 75% loan.
Correct.
Because some crazy people, they buy shop house full payment one, then always positive.
Right.
But we talk about negative cash flow for people who take a full loan for even your shop house, your landed property. Based on the current market rental, confirm cannot cover. Maybe the installment 10,000, but your rental only fetch 8,000. You don't tell me you don't rent meh? But are you still making money? Yes, the answer is yes. But you still need to fork out 2,000 out in order to make maybe 5,000 in your principal, which is your forced savings. So for people who still don't understand, I thought I have a method which is a very easy method to understand. We talk about scam because a lot of people understand scam very well. So I will tell them, okay, negative cash flow properties is just like the example just now, the 3,000 installment, the rental only 2,008, your negative cash flow 200 Okay, so the principal savings is 2,000. Okay, so the scam here is you give me $200 every month, but I give you 2,000 to you. Is that a good deal? I repeat, you give me $200 every month, and I give you 2,000 back to you every month. Isn't that a good deal? They will say, of course, good lah. I give you 200, and yet I got 2,000. This is called a negative cash flow property. So, but property is for those positive cash flow property is even a better one. That means you don't even need to give me a single money, and I give you 3,000 to your property.
Right.
Yeah. So this is how you understand the P plus I method lah.
Correct.
Whereas like in countries like Malaysia, example, let's say your money installment is 3,000, your interest is 2,005.
Yeah, because the interest is so high.
It's so crazy, high 5%. So let's say 2,005, and your principal is only 500. And we all know that the rental there is not good as well. So let's say that the rental is 2,000. And you already know that your interest is 2,005. Then you can have the mindset. Then I buy for what? True lah. That's the reason people in Malaysia sometimes they don't buy such a high quantum. It's a total different ball game lah.
Correct.
So talking about P plus I hope that my methodology can make you understand now.
P plus I definitely is the main understanding method for knowing that. Actually, the P is really your forced saving.
Yeah, it's
nowadays, sometimes when even my own associates or mentees ask me, so I try to break it down into this portion, or share with some clients like, actually, if let's say you are looking at like $1 million property, okay, real estate is the only thing that allows you to own a $1 million property with a 250,000 down payment, 25%. Of course, you have stamp duty and all that so it's about 278,000, right, for 1 mil. But it's because you choose to loan. Yeah, just for example. So I always ask them this question. I say that, okay, let's imagine now your bank has $1 million and you're not allowed to loan. You take the $1 million, you buy this property.
Fully pay.
You fully pay. Do you have monthly installment? Then they say, no monthly installment. Okay, then you rent it out. How much do you receive a month? Same, 2,008. So the question is, has this property failed you? No, the property never failed because the rental is the same. So let's do scenario. You put in $278,000. It gives you an opportunity to own a $1 million property. You loan $750,000 for the bank, and because you loan from the bank, they have to charge you interest,
Yeah, fair thing,
Yeah. So plus the interest and principal is $3,000. You have to pay them a month. Here you don't have an opportunity to loan. You pay 1 mil. You still earn 2.8. Here you still earn 2.8. So the property is the same.
Yeah, correct.
The property is a chance. Is like this property technically becomes like your side hustle, right?
Correct.
The property becomes like your new secondary business that is generating 2,800 per month in both scenarios. It's just that here you choose to loan, here you cannot loan. So actually the asset is performing the same. Okay, the only thing is because in Singapore, of course, we are a country that year after year we are seeing gradual growth in our asset prices.
Correct.
I think in future we are going to see this even more, because as asset prices increase continually, if our rental price is about the same, this phenomenon will increase, right? So we'll be talking a lot about negative cash flow year after year.
Yeah.
But I think the core fundamental is that the property is still bringing you rental income. Yeah. It's just that the leveraging portion is a fair thing. You're owning a $1 million property with a 250,000 thing.
Okay, I think I never answer so must cut this part back to the how to. I think most people want to know, although like the rental is not so good right now, is there any way that we can get a higher rental? Okay, so I mean, when you buy a property, like go back to the question just now, how can we get
value.
a property without going into negative cash flow? So there's only two ways. That's why I tell you there's only two ways. One way, you create value. So how to create value? Maybe you can
give more things to your tenant.
You can do up your place, or maybe you can do
better furnishing.
Better furnishing, or you can, or maybe you can buy a real dual key, a dual key, because we talk about, let's say this same project, let's say 3-bedder. Their normal rental is going at like 3,002 example. But if you get a dual key in the same project, you can get at least 4,003 to 4,004.
Definitely.
So, and the other method, I mean, the other not so beautiful method is you just rent out as the co-living method, whereby your living room, you need to rent it out, which is not very beautiful. But if you are really looking for rental that can cover your money installment, and that's your goal, you need to do more things. You need to enhance your property further in order not to get into negative. So if you are looking at, Eric, I don't want to do anything, then you just get your 2008 rental. I mean, it's a very fair thing. If you do more things to your property, you will get more. So there's three ways. Like one, you get better furnishing. Number two, you do it into co-living. That means you rent out into like 4 individual,
or you go for dual
room
key.
rental. Or the other way, Eric, 4 sets of tenants is very troublesome. Then go for dual key, and that only like 2 sets of tenants, And you can always engage agents to do for you. Just pay them a commission, which is still fair, because they will do the legwork for you, and you just collect your money. So there are still ways to get your property a rental up, and it don't really cost you a lot. And since it's a long term, we say minimum you need to keep for 3 years, you need to do this, because this is also part of your profits.
It's actually your secondary business.
So just treat this as a investment and a business together, I mean, since everyone is talking interest rate, the rental is not good, then just do all these things,
And I think the beauty is that I think a lot of people come into property investing with a mindset that this is definitely going to be the next 30 years thing, which I think is a good mindset, because you always want to visualize that if you can hold it very long term, what's going to be the end goal. Right? So by the end of 30 years or 25 years, once your loan tenure is finished, the whole property is fully paid already. Well, you only come out with 275, you top up, because there's some negative cash flow along the years, you top up. But generally speaking, every month the tenant is still paying for you most of the principal and the interest. And by the end of 25-30 years, the whole property is fully paid. Right? So if you sell that when you're 65 years old, even if the property don't appreciate, if it's 1 mil, and when you're 65 years old, if it's still 1 mil, you go to your law firm, you still get 1 mil. Right? And you only put in 275,000 in the first place.
And a good thing, it won't be 1 million. It will be definitely higher.
I mean, by the time, now is what, 2021? By the end of 30 years is 2051. We're already, I don't know, 10, 15 million. I don't know, I mean 10 million population. And
so and the other thing is, I always ask myself, is there a way to fully pay the property in much earlier years? I mean, if you are really going for this plan, like 25 years loan tenure, you literally really pay for 25 years. I don't think that is not a very good plan.
If let's say you're only planning for one property, but actually the real fact is that you might not need to hold the property for so long.
Yup.
Yeah, if it appreciates in 3, 5, 8 years, you can switch.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, you can sell,
buy a better one.
And imagine if, let's say, example, you buy 1 mil, you exit at 1.25, your 275,000 has gained you
so much,
250,000,
right?
which is close to about 90% up.
Yeah, it's
uptrend.
very healthy for most people. Yeah.
So I think buying the right property is important.
It's the key. It's the key to success, man.
Yeah, and I think we have seen so many times that when you don't not say you don't do your homework. I think it's with the end goal in mind. If you want to exit in 5 or maybe 3, 5, 8 years time, sometimes if the exit is not smooth and it takes a long time to exit from your current property, it affects your next plan.
Correct.
Yeah. So we always want to emphasize that doing homework when you purchase is extremely important, because you want to have that visualization. 5 years later, if you want to exit, is it going to be very difficult? Who are my target audiences that will want to buy my property? Will this property remain a hot favorite 3 to 5 years later?
Correct.
Yeah.
But I think Singapore is a fast and growing country, so I think buying near like good master plan area, that is quite a no-brainer homework to do lah.
Right.
So you look out at like MRT. I mean, right now it's still a very good opportunities to buy properties in Singapore, whereby you can still hear, like if you hear this podcast many years later, Eric say must buy near future MRT station. Next time where got MRT, everywhere got MRT. There's no such thing like
future MRT.
buy near future upcoming MRT station. No more already.
Because they're all done already.
Yeah, they're all done. So people are still waiting. And I think Thomson-East Coast Line is the next
It's a hot favorite line.
hot favorite right now.
Yeah.
So
we love that line.
yeah, sadly to the Westie people, don't have, must wait for Jurong Region Line. But okay, there is still opportunity, you see.
Yeah.
Not like maybe let's say 10 years later, you buy near maybe new shopping malls lah, maybe.
Right.
MRT is totally out of the way already because there's no more, because Singapore is small.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah, there are still, so people ask me, Eric, if the market comes down, how? I say if the market comes down, the MRT will still finish building one ma. Am I right now? That means the improvement will still continue to do. So if you buy your property earlier while waiting for these things to happen, which it will confirm complete, you will make your money ma. So this is a very simple mindset I have when I buy property, which also learned from the days of my career lah, from all the rich people. So it's like, no matter what, the development will definitely be completed. Okay lah, you talk about SARS, you talk about COVID. Will they complete? Yes, later lah. But you have already entered at a good price ma, before all these things are up ma. So there's a few examples, like we talk about neighborhood area. You talk about Serangoon HDB flats.
Yeah.
Those days without Next shopping mall.
Yeah.
But now with Next shopping mall, you see,
It's still appreciating.
it's so much higher.
Even though it's getting older, it's still
So
appreciating.
even at that time, let's say got SARS or what, it will still complete into a proper shopping mall. So if you are still waiting for what opportunities, there are so many out there.
Yeah,
it's just that you
wanna find
don't go and find or you don't look for the right people to ask for advice. I think that's important ma. Because sometimes if you ask people who has lost money before, they say don't buy lah. Straight away the conversation is already chop and stop there already.
Correct.
So I think you should look for people who have already like buy sell before. Maybe your aunt, your uncle has make money before in real estate. I think they are the best person to ask rather than you ask people who have zero knowledge. Where should I buy? They will say anything, anywhere you buy. I think asking the right person for the right advice is also very important. And if not, I think doing homework in Singapore is quite, I mean, URA is very transparent. There's a lot of things that you can check out from the website. Go to their gallery. There's a lot of things for you to go and see what's the next upcoming thing that they're going to do. But maybe I have passion in doing what I do. So I will like go and check, go and kaypo, go and see here what you're going to do next. So there's really a lot of opportunities whereby there's in short, in summary, there's a lot of money to be made. There's still money to be made. Don't say a lot. There's still money to be made. And there's still opportunities for people who really wants to grow their portfolio to, don't say 2 properties, the next good, better one. That means from HDB to private or EC to private. There's so much opportunities.
Right.
So sometimes when I ask myself like, wow, why you're at a good age, you're like 40 plus, which is a good age, you are healthy, your kids are maybe like 10 years old. Yeah, it's the best age to do, but sadly sometimes, because I think you are so busy in your work, you tend to forget. Just like what I said just now, business owner, they are always busy doing their business, but they have forgotten to invest in their own portfolio.
Yeah.
So but real estate is really very, very fun, and I think it's a blessing to be able to buy a property in Singapore. That is what I truly think. And when my participants who are PRs, they will ask me, Eric, we are also very shocked that why some Singaporeans they don't buy. Because we as PR, we see the advantage, we see the opportunity, although we pay the 5%. So they have an ABSD of 5%, and yet they still enter for the fact that they of course they don't want to rent a place, they want to have a home of them for themselves. Sometimes they will ask me, Eric, why Singaporeans don't buy? I don't know how to tell them. I will tell them I think Singaporeans are more like a bit risk adverse because HDB, our government did a very good job. They make our people who stay in HDB very comfortable. So when you are very comfortable, you do not want to jump out from your comfort zone. They will think that if I buy, the installment will be higher. But they never thought about it is a better property, it will appreciate more. It will give you more asset, you increase your asset, it will increase your wealth. But they will feel that but if I buy, I cannot buy back my HDB anymore. I think that is there's so much opportunities out there whereby once you have stepped out from your HDB, you will not regret. There's a lot of things that you may achieve if you take your first step out. It's like if you know my background, I really like super poor. I never even thought that I will be able to buy a condo. To me, I buy a HDB, I'm happy already. But I think and plus we are young, I think what we should do, we should improve ourselves every day. So sometimes YouTube people very funny. Eric, you so rich, you still teach people. I want to tell them, I teach people for value, and you come for my program, you pay for the course fee, I give you value. It's the right thing. I cannot be, and I don't believe in teaching something and you don't pay for it. That's something I don't believe. Like example, Melvin, I may want to engage you to sell my house, and you say, Eric, it will be free. Firstly, I would think that you may not do your best, correct? It's like a favor. I don't want to owe favor. I think whatever money that you pay for, you get a value. But if you don't see value, then you don't buy definitely. So, but I think for real estate, because it's one of the biggest challenge, or it's a very big quantum play.
Correct. And the exit and entry. It's not as fluid as a small asset product.
It's not that today I buy, I do wrongly, I sell, I learn a lesson I don't think the lesson can help you recover if you do it wrongly in real estate. So I think getting somebody to guide you to learn the right way, don't overstretch, don't over leverage, don't buy those super beautiful properties. I think it will really help you but a lot of people if I put myself into someone who has zero knowledge about real estate, it's really very tough. Installment, real interest rate, there's a lot of things. But I think you can there's a shortcut to your success if you know where to go meet who learn more by talking to people. I think there's a free way to learn, like what I've learned in my bank. I make money while learning, which is I talk to my clients very, very often. I only talk to those very, very rich one. I'll ask them, I'll treat them for lunch, I'll treat them for dinner, out from my own pocket. I'll say, can I have your time so that you can teach me a bit like how did you build your portfolio to 10, 20? So they are very nice they will just share that because of my first one I make money, then subsequently it give me confidence to do the second. Then at that time no ABSD, we continue to buy. So I think property is still you cannot leave out property in your portfolio. That's something that everyone should know.
It's a very important asset.
And sometimes I have some opportunities to meet some very high net worth. And sometimes when I talk to them, they will always tell me one thing. property is the only way to buy to make money in Singapore, ma, isn't it? They will say that.
Like as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact that property is the only way. That's what they say. It's like, just agree. I mean, they are richer than you just agree to what they say. Their words carry weight. Right. You want to be like them. So just listen. Everyone, they have properties. And you can see a very big difference for people who has property portfolio and without. But I do came across people who have no properties, but they are super good in doing their business. This is another talent. This is another group of people whereby to them, like example, we buy new launch. 3 years, we make how much? Example.
100 plus. Now it's 100 plus.
Okay, we say 100 plus, 150.
Yeah.
Is it good? I think it's healthy, ma. They say,
Eric,
boring lah. My business 2 weeks, 150K. That's why they put in more effort in their business. Not wrong lah. But they have they really have that kind of they are genius. They know how to run their company well. But for people who are because my target audience, most of them they are employees.
Right.
And
this one build the assets.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a podcast. I want to tell all the employees, if you continue to work and don't buy properties, forever poor one. I mean, I've calculated so many times during when I was working.
Because your income will naturally go to liabilities and
yes,
go
correct.
to expense.
So it's okay to work, but you need to buy properties. For example, my sister, she started BTO, which is okay. After 5 years, make like double.
Right.
She bought like 320K in Bedok Central. At that time, it's expensive because hers is a balanced flat.
Right.
So the earlier ones is like 280K. She bought like 320, and it's expensive at that time. After 5 years, she sold it at 645, double, double, exactly double. Then I helped her to get 2 properties already lah. So this is a very easy way for people who don't want to like have a very high risk method to go and buy properties. I mean, go the like what my sister way, get married, buy BTO, must buy brand new lah. Resale, although right now it's going up, but BTO is a safe. I mean, you don't want to take any risk ma. You buy BTO, 5 years MOP, you sell, upgrade to 2 private. I think this is the easiest way to make money. So there is really a way to make money. It's just that sometimes people can't follow. Example, Eric, my spouse is foreigner. Oh, jialat, because you cannot buy BTO. So what can I do next? So you need to think of another way lor. Like for singles, Eric, I'm not married, cannot BTO. How singles? Then you do what I do. I do a single scheme with my ex-boss. We buy together. 3 years we sell and make our first pot of gold. Then I go and buy my own. So I think there's always a way to get your portfolio. You just it depends on what you have your resources. So there's ways lah. So I think the purpose of having this podcast is also want to let people know that to give people confidence that property is still good. We don't care about what sellers market, buyers market. The next high is always higher than the previous high. The next low will still be higher than the previous low. So if you are planning to hold something for own stay, I think we will start from own stay first ma. So just get the own stay first lor. I mean,
and I think to end the podcast is also that I think Singapore is a really different market, because in the past a lot of people thought that what is fueling the market purely are foreigners buying into private properties right here. But actually I think time has proven itself. Ever since the cooling measures, the ABSD for foreigners is now very high, and in fact more than 90% of the transactions in the past years, they all come from Singaporeans. And
which is healthy, which is good.
Which is very healthy, because we are like a self-supporting real estate market. Because I mean, government, I think the strategy that they have planned for BTO resale grants. I mean, like some of the resale HDB properties, you can get up to $100,000 CPF grant.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right, so it's an instant down payment for your first purchase, right? Correct. As a married couple, stay near 4 kilometers from parents, and 5 years later you sell. Even if your property remain the same price, that 100,000 is yours to keep.
Yeah, it's like free money.
Yeah, so I think that very base layer to help all Singaporeans have home ownership is a self-supporting kind of structure for the private property market as well, and people aspire to upgrade, and I think 90% of the transactions come from Singaporeans, and foreigners are still eyeing our properties because Singapore is such a great place for your assets to be a store of value, right?
Correct.
And government is doing a great job, and I think our land is scarce, and supply will always be scarce in a sense.
Correct.
Yeah. So great to have you, Eric. I think every
Wow,
time we cannot
thank
finish
you.
talking. How long have we spoken?
Don't know, and don't even have a clock.
1 hour 15 minutes. Oh my goodness.
It's very long, man.
It's good. It's good.
My Facebook live sometimes 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, usually my Facebook live is like 2 hours.
Okay. We'll invite you for part 2. Yeah, I think we cannot finish talking. Right?
Usually podcast how long?
About 45 to an hour.
So can chop 2 lah.
Yeah. Can I mean we'll keep it as one episode. It's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a very long one.
Alright. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks for your time, man. Alright.
Hey, thank you
great.
for having me, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can, so keep a lookout for Eric. You can always check him out on the links below. We'll put in
Oh yeah, links below.
his website, his Facebook page and everything. Alright.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, man.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Alright.
you, guys. I love Rolex watch. Okay. I love, but I only have one which I bought it when I got no money. Very funny, when I got no money, then I go and buy.